Hi, this is the January and February Dish Challenge Science Update video. The majority of this video will be spent talking about course selection, so I highly recommend that you watch this video in its entirety, as there's a lot of pertinent, important information that will impact your child in regards to course selection for next year. So overall, the email I just sent to you has important dates in regards to course selection. And other miscellaneous dates as far as it pertains to this class with our next test, next help desk, and everything else. What I'd like to talk a little bit about right now is what will happen in regards to course selection over the next couple days. So coming out of Challenge Science, your child has a choice of 3 classes they can take. Biology, which is honors biology in 9th. Honors Earth Science, which is another honors course, but it's Earth Science, and then they would take that biology course in 10th grade rather than 9th. Or Academic Earth Science, which is the college prep class that everyone else would take that does not take the honors level course. According to the booklet, your child needs an 88 average or greater for the year in Challenge Science to be eligible to take biology. They need an 80 to an 87 or above an 80. If they don't want to take biology, they can take honors Earth Science, but it has to be an 80 or above to take honors. And if your child has less than an 80 in Academic Earth Science, in Challenge Science, they're able to take Academic Earth Science. So what's going to happen is on Friday the 25th, I'm going to look at your child's grade on Skyward. The average of the first 2 mark periods, there's going to be a number. If that number says 88 or greater, I will put my initial next to biology. And that's as of January 25th. Okay, just keep that in mind. If they have a grade between 80 to 87, I am told by the district that my initial must go next to honors Earth Science. It cannot go next to biology. Okay? And if they have less than an 80, my initial goes next to Academic Earth Science. I have to hold to those regulations based upon what the district tells me what to do. But keep in mind, this is based off a half a year of observation and a half a year of data. And keep in mind, this class is a little bit different. This is a significant jump from 7th grade to 8th grade, from 7th grade science to 8th grade science. This isn't the traditional class. This is much, much, much more rigorous. So that's why I call this an initial recommendation. The cool part is, this can change in June. And there will be a time where, what if your child has an 85 right now, but they really get used to the class, which tends to happen, and they improve by the end of the year, and they have that 88. Well, then there will be 2 to 3 weeks when school ends for you to override and change your child's course to biology. Okay, so you can either upgrade or downgrade if there's a change in a grade at the end of the year. So what I recommend is this. Based on their number, I'll sign, like I said, biology, honors, Earth Science, or academic. I ask that you support that recommendation, and I ask that you sign your child up for that course that's prescribed at this point. And the cool part is, if a child really wants that biology course and they don't have that grade, make them work for it. Make them continue to improve. Make them continue to work hard to earn it. Okay? I mean, to me as a parent, I'd like to see, instead of a half year, if we were near the borderline, I'd rather go conservative and then take a whole other half year, see what kind of result we see by June. If there's progress, then sign the child up for biology. There's no need to sign the child up for biology if we're on the borderline, if we don't have that grade right now. Things can change in June. So it's highly recommended that you follow the recommendation for now. Encourage your child to work harder, continue to make adjustments, continue to improve, earn that right to take biology by the end of the year. To me, I'd rather make a decision based on a whole year of data rather than just a half year, especially given the difficulty of this course, especially given the big jump from 7th grade to this class. I think that's your best bet, and that's where we've seen the most success. Changes are usually made in June if the kid is borderline. Okay? Again, it's better to have a whole year of data rather than just a half a year. Again, if your child is in the 90 range, biology is fine. Follow the recommendation for now. Things can change. All right, so what will be done here? What will I do to help allow for a more educated decision to occur? Well, we're going to have Alumni Day on January 30th, where we'll have kids come back from the 9th grade center that were in Challenge Science last year. If your child wants to attend, they come after school on Wednesday, 30th. They will talk about their experience in honors biology. They'll talk about their experience in honors earth science, and they'll talk about, what has helped them become successful over at the 9th grade center. So your child will get information in that regard. And also, too, I have 3 years worth of spreadsheets. In fact, I'm looking at them now. I will black out the names because a lot of your child's names are on here. I'm pretty proud to say that, we've been keeping data every year. We have a list of grades of what kids got in Challenge Science, what they've got in biology, what they've got in 10th grade honors chemistry and AP physics, believe it or not, and how many AP courses they're taking by their junior year. I'm proud to say we have a record number of kids that have completed successfully 10th grade honors chemistry and AP physics, and I think it's partially because of the foundation of information they received in this class. And the number of AP Physics, AP Chem, AP Environmental, AP Biology in 11th grade is off the charts. So this class really does set the kids off on a good start to get them ready for the high school. In fact, the juniors, the average grade in here of kids who took bio was a 90.7. Their average bio grade was a 93.2. Their average chem grade was a 94.5. So your child is going to see all this data. Well, what if a kid in Challenge Science got an 88? Well, what did they get in biology? They're going to see what kids got for the year. So they have an idea of what, they could, all the data is fluid. Things can change, but they're going to have a pretty good idea of if they get this in this class, here's what the kids have gotten the last 3 years coming out of Challenge Science with that kind of grade. So, I keep this data, I'll update it through the end of the year. Your child will look at these at the end of each mark period from here on in to see where they stand and what they could get next year and in 10th grade and 11th grade. So, because I really think it's important that your child and you get as much information as possible so you can make the best possible decision, for 9th grade and beyond. All right, so we're going to do all that. So again, we're going to have Alumni Day. We're going to provide great data. I'm providing this video to you guys, the parent, to help you make a more cognizant decision. Again, in summary, go with the recommendation for now. It can change in June. It's better to look at a whole year of data to make a final decision rather than just a half coming out of this class. Okay, if your child needs to improve in this class, okay, we've talked about it many times. We've asked your children to rewrite their notes every night, active studying where they're writing, not just staring at something where their mind tends to wander. We've said we'd rather have more focused, quiet, alone study without their cell phones. Okay, get rid of the phones, right? We want them to have focused study. We want them to talk out the science. We want them to talk out the notes, circle and highlight things. Come ask me for questions at help desk or in the morning. Always list their strengths and weaknesses. We just went over one of their tests today. There is ample time. We spent one whole period going over a test, and they had ample time to write down their strengths and weaknesses. So when they take the test again during Spring Celebration Week, they now know what they're strong in and what they're weak in. And they were also told that their strengths and weaknesses are going to be important for next chapter, because when we do Newton's laws of motion, they had to understand the first chapter. So if they didn't do well in the first chapter, they need to make sure they look at their weaknesses, right, and improve on those weaknesses for this chapter, because everything builds. Something else that can be done is continued attendance at help desk and ask questions in the morning when it's offered. And finally, starting this week, this Friday, we have our tradition, the All or Nothing Ion quizzes. I've been doing it for the last 2 or 3 years. There's 25 polyatomic ions that the kids need to memorize in order to be successful in chemistry. So we're starting to memorize them now, even though we're not going to use them for about 8 weeks. They get a quiz each Friday on a few ions at a time. If they get one wrong, it's a 0. Yeah, I know it sounds pretty harsh, but I promise you there will be about, over 600 points this marking period. So a couple little hiccups with 3-point, quizzes or 5-point quizzes won't have much of an impact. But what it does is it forces them to memorize and know the ions very well. If your child knows the ions very well, that these things that they're starting to memorize now, if they know them, there's a really good chance that they're going to finish the 4th marking period with a very good grade. And that could be the difference between a placement in biology and a placement in honors earth science, if that's where they want to go. So we ask that you continue to encourage your child to study their ions. They're on Quizlet. They're given out on a piece of paper. There's a video on them, which I'll post today. So there's a lot of chances to be successful in this class. It's up for your child to have self-discipline to keep up with the packet pages, try a little bit of optional homework. We always say optional really isn't optional. Rewrite notes, and more quiet, focused study away from their cell phone should make a difference. And that's that. So I hope I was able to provide some clarity here on course selection. If you have any questions, let me know. So again, we'll have Alumni Day on the 30th. Your child next week, once the high school midterms are over, they're going to look at high school grades. Again, what did kids get in child science? They look at that number compared to, and then they'll look at what are they getting in biology, what are they getting in honors chemistry, what are they getting in AP physics, how many AP science courses are these kids taking junior year, how much success is being seen, you know, all the way through coming out of this course. Again, we're proud to say that there's record numbers of AP, not just enrollment, AP success. It's quite exciting to see, and really proud that this course has set those kids off on the right path. So if your kid works really hard and sticks with it, there's going to be greater success down the road. All right, that's that for this video. I tried to make it as brief as possible and try to be as transparent as possible, because I know this can be a difficult time because you want to do what's best by your kid. But again, please go with the recommendation and think about, you know, if you're unsure, a year's worth of data is much more helpful to predict success rather than just a half a year. All right, that's that. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. Hope you found this video to be helpful. Have a great day. We'll see you soon.